Welcome to the FallenGiantz podcast. We are officially back, and the four of us are in. How you doing, people?
I can't get over that intro. Where did that come from?
That was slight.
I'm a box of tricks, I had it up the sleeve.
Wait, how did you do that? Just there.
Just added some music, got a little clip.
Fucking
That
hell.
was
Ollie's mind blown. Look.
I'm still trying to answer your initial question. I felt
How are we
lonely.
doing, guys?
Every time Ollie waffles, just play that. I beg you, every single time.
Literally, it would just be the entire video.
Oh, fucking hell. But yeah.
I felt lonely because none of you lot have wanted to do the podcast, and every time we've tried to do it, you never turn up. So I just gave up.
No. He's trying to play like this.
No one's getting away with nothing. We're all
equal. He's acted like the whole time he's been here waiting.
Not equal. Every single time I've been.
No. Malison might be at the worst out the lot because he went.
I've got reasons.
Wait, do you want to get into them reasons or not?
No, it's a bit deep.
Because he went AWOL for a year.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just Spurs. I promise you.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't help, did it? But still,
No, it didn't help. No.
I don't actually know what our last stream was, but obviously,
Chaz, we tried to.
Let me find out.
Briefly come back.
Yeah, the season finished in a Manchester City treble, and they sort of dominated, didn't they? Really, obviously, Arsenal tried to go as close as possible and ended up failing. Ended up settling it.
I think that you were probably the closest in your predictions for last season.
Who?
You said Arsenal would bottle it at the last. Nick was 1,000,000% sure that Arsenal would do it. 1,000,000% sure.
I'm not going to give away this season, but it's.
I had them out the top four. Though, to be fair, so.
Yeah,
that's a horrific.
That's shocking. Yeah, but
I had Liverpool winning the league for crying out loud. So yeah,
you did. You even changed it halfway through as well.
I know.
There was still some bad takes from me. I wouldn't say I nailed it. But obviously, Arsenal I was strong on.
Well, next week I think we should look back on last season's prediction table. Just look back on it and see what a shambles it actually was.
We can see how many I got right in it. Aston Villa.
One out.
Gerrard. Yeah, that's the Villa with Gerrard.
Only one you got.
Doesn't matter, does it? I'm talking about the club.
Bloody hell. It is weird to be back though. It is weird, honestly. Me and Chaz we had a little spike where we were going through the World Cup. We were kind of spamming up all the content. And then after that, it was just, non-existent.
Yeah, that was the real sort of, I suppose that was last year's highlight, I suppose. The tournament was wicked, and we were trying to put as much content as possible. But yeah, we're back for the Premier League, the pre-season, obviously world football at the moment.
It's crazy.
I think we just need to just talk about transfers, talk about next season, preview stuff, and just get going for the new season.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. Honestly, it's up to you. Lot. I don't know where to.
We start anyway.
Yeah, probably because it kind of interlinks to pretty much all these clubs that we're going to talk about. So
yeah, well, it's a talking point, isn't it, of the transfer window,
mate. They're relentless. They're not going anywhere.
So
they're here to stay.
How many big names this summer do we reckon have gone up until this point? Obviously, there's probably going to be a few more that go.
It's just loads.
Because Henderson's the latest one that's just.
Who? The scary thing is it's not just one or two teams.
Latest one.
Literally half the league table is going to have Premier League talent in it. Like.
I think Verratti looks like he's going, yeah. I saw apparently where's Verratti going? Al Hilali, I think, yeah. Wherever there's gonna be a midfield of like Milinkovic, Savic, Verratti, I forgot the other midfielder, whoever it was, as well. But they're gonna have like a world class midfield in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. It's just bonkers. I forgot what the other one was, Chaz. I don't even know.
I know Brozovic is on to Ronaldo's one, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, it looks like Ronaldo looks like he's trying to claim that he was the needle mover in this. Basically, he's the one that kind of, set the tone and everyone's followed him.
Do you not think it was actually Benzema?
Well,
Rather
I get
than
what you're
Ronaldo,
saying.
because
Benzema
Ronaldo
was
went.
this summer, but Ronaldo obviously done it 6 months prior to everyone else.
Yeah, but I don't know. I felt like the Ronaldo one was just him trying to like go for the moment. He had all that shit at United,
No,
and then it
but
was
no,
just a
it
bit
was
like, oh, well, he's in Saudi now for the money.
no.
I
But
felt like
he's
when
the most,
Benzema did it,
no, but Ronaldo is the most famous person, not even footballer or sportsman. He's the most famous person on the planet. So he's going to draw comment. He brought attention to the country. To be honest, he did. He did bring attention to it. I'm not saying everyone moved because of him solely. Obviously, they moved because of the money. But Ronaldo put that. That was the start. That was the start of it. He was the big name.
By the way, the name we missed, Nick, was Ruben Neves.
Yeah, exactly. So that
Yeah,
a three-man midfielder, what Neves, Milinkovic-Savic, and Verratti is ridiculous.
And Neves scares me a bit with going forward because that's a player that's like in his peak and he's rising. Like some of those are like names you could call has-beens or whatever. But that's a rising player that's joining it. That's scary. That what's going on.
And Neves said it himself. He wants to feed his families for generations. That's the reason he moved there. He kept it real on that. So they're not hiding away from why they're going. Everyone knows why they're going. They can't really hide it, can they?
That's and it's also, not necessarily some of the big ones have gone yet, but like, we might start to see managers as well. Steven Gerrard's over there, but like they made Marco Silva a big offer.
He turned the 40 million in 2 years down, Marco Silva.
Yep.
That's incredible, to be fair. That's insane from him.
I wonder if Nagelsmann will go there.
Possibly, you never know in the future. But yeah, it's scary times, man. It's scary times. It's a change of the whole landscape of football, isn't it? It really is. It's a complete go on.
I was just gonna say it's not like it feels scary, right? It feels bad. But are Saudi not doing what like the Prem's been doing for quite some time? Because the Prem's have much more money than anyone else. Like we're talking crazy amounts of money.
I get your
logic, Real Madrid and stuff. But
I get that, yeah.
But Saudi are just kind of doing what the Saudi League are doing, what the Prem are doing now. So if they are obviously blowing everyone out, and the money's ridiculous, right? It doesn't feel real.
It's not even close.
Money is stupid, and that's the key point that will ruin the football industry. Is that the money will get so much that it will become unsustainable because everyone's expectations will go up, and then you won't get. I don't know where the pathway for the proper grassroots all the way up is, because the money's just getting ridiculous, and you're not going to see it come anywhere else. It's going to go in player pockets. It's going to be shared out in dividends, going to owners. That's the bit that scares me, is the money.
The only thing that's different, I think, is that English football already had its history, didn't it? I mean, literally, football originated from this country. So, like, we already had a previous history of being, a footballing nation. Like Saudi, this has just come out of the blue. This is just a big money pump in. Yeah. So it's mental. We've seen it with China and Russia in brief little spells. They've tried to do it, but it wasn't sustainable.
This is the thing. Does it die out quite quickly?
No. This one's
Why is that?
Because they've already set 19 billion up until 2030. This is not even close to the money China and Russia were offering. This is just astronomical money. This is not real. Like they can't go anywhere. We know Saudi Arabia and these Arab countries like Qatar, UAE. We already know that they've been wealthy for years and years now. It's not going to change. It's not going to change anytime.
And it's not just the top. They're not just buying. Everyone sees them buying the stars, but they've set a lot of this money in the lower leagues to try and build football as a whole for the whole country. So
there
is like talks of being players getting asked to come over into Div 2 and Div 3 around getting paid like 150k, getting a car and stuff like that to move out there and play in the lower leagues. So you'll start to see players that may build their name in Saudi.
There was I forgot his name now. One of the strikers from the lower league. I looked at all the Saudi teams, and he was already there, and he joined from the championship or something like that. Yeah, as well. Like there's already forget his name. He played for Forest. Lewis Graben. That's it. Yeah, he was already there. Like before, like his name just popped up on the list. And when I was looking through all the high profile signings, he was already there because what you were saying, basically, they're trying to completely take over everything. And it's not just that. Look, you're a fan of golf as well. They've practically bought golf, haven't they now?
Yeah.
As well. They've bought PGA, yeah.
Just every scenario is so much money that there's no like you can't. I can't see how you can argue that it's going to stop. Like
it's unlimited, really, isn't it? It is almost unlimited because you can't. You can only spend so much. Like it's just ridiculous, yeah. So
and also if they fail in their own country, they have enough money to just buy football teams, right? You know, Newcastle are owned.
I think they bought one in Belgium recently as well.
Yeah, but they can just take over in that sense.
Yeah, it's worrying. And also, I mean, we've all seen these dodgy deals going on. God knows what's happening because it all stems from what the PIF, in it, yeah. And they're in control of the whole league or something like that. They own like multiple teams or something. So these transfers from, like, for example, Newcastle, you saw St. Maximum go to a Saudi team, yeah. Like there's something fishy going on, obviously, as well, considering PIF own Newcastle.
Yeah,
so there is some, and even what about Chelsea? Hasn't Todd Bowley invested like 900 million into PIF as well?
Yeah, and then half their players have been bought.
Yeah, half the players have gone to Saudi Arabia, and they were all announced at the same time, at the same morning as well. It was a bit odd. There's some stuff that, listen, football's always been dodgy with money anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's always, I mean, look at FIFA. Literally,
yeah, exactly.
It's a prime example. Like there's always going to be corruption that runs through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think then UEFA will try and hold out for as long as possible of get it? Because people are saying that, you know, soon this league will be allowed in the Champions League.
Yeah,
that is what I thought of. Yeah,
they're going to buy their way into it. They're just going to buy their way into it. And UEFA, you know, they're going to accept it, man. I think about how many backhand, like how many monies in brown envelopes are going to get passed around and stuff like that. Like it's
the only thing that I would say that, like, literally because of location. Does it make sense for them to go into Champions League? Think about, like,
it doesn't make sense because
you're going on a 8-hour, 9-hour flight to go and play one game and then come back the next day or something like that. And teams have got to be doing that. I know it will happen. There's no doubt in my mind it will happen. But it just seems crazy, if I'm honest. Even the thought of that, like because even the Super League, I had that like barrier when the Super League came up, is that every single game or every team's got to go and fly to
well, they had, remember, they set neutral locations, didn't they, for these games? So like United and Arsenal would have played in Dallas, for example, or something like that in Texas.
Yeah, but then you haven't just got the players and the clubs and stuff that fly to it. What about all these fans that are going to go and get they all going getting flights to Saudi and going to watch, I don't know, Newcastle, because Newcastle are in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, think about all the working class people in Newcastle, right? That won't be able to do that. It's just
true.
Nuts.
It's really interesting to see how that pans out, you know. Honestly, I don't know how they're going to work around that. And then the biggest story in it is just Mbappe, obviously, recently. They put in, I mean, what was it, like 300 million euros? Bear in mind, this geezer has 1 year left on his deal, yeah?
1 year. No, it was a 1 year deal.
No, I mean, he only has 1 year left on his PSG deal at the minute as well. So they've offered that. Reportedly, it's like 700 million in wages, 13 million a week or something stupid. Like, it's not real money. It's you're setting up your grandkids. Like, it's ridiculous money. Like, it's not real. And apparently he's not interested at all, which is mental. I can't listen. I
actually, fair play to him. When it came out that he wasn't interested, I was a bit like,
the thing is, he has so much money. We know that already, but this is just ridiculous. Like, I don't know what you lot think of it.
Well, for me, it's like I question the country and what they kind of believe in and stuff.
Fucking hell, you don't need to get too political.
But that is one of my issues that I have with them. And
what do you
go for the money, but there's a lot of issues in the country. I'm not saying this country is perfect, but I wouldn't be going there. And there's someone like Jordan Henderson.
Oh god, he's coming there. Yeah.
And I don't think that them removing like the LGBT the captain's armband and stuff from their kind of announcement video doesn't sit right with me, because they're wiping away that kind of area.
No, I saw Henderson got a lot of slack for that, innit, Chaz? He did get a lot of slack because he was supposed to be like the leading campaigner for the LGBT in football.
Exactly.
But it always shows, doesn't it? It always shows what they're actually about. I mean, there was the whole thing about the racist incident with Henderson and Gabrielle, and there was the whole, oh yeah, he definitely didn't do it. When 100% he did it. But
he did,
because he's the face of the racism. Think of the PR nightmare if he comes out and he's the one that's racist.
Yeah.
Underneath it all, I won't lie to you, John Henderson probably is a racist and a homophobe or whatever.
Yeah.
But
maybe he's not a homophobe.
I'm not going to say that in the media, is he?
He's not an advocate then, that's for sure. But you know, if he's gone there, it's not my business.
I mean, Sinhio,
that's fine.
700. Was he on 700 grand a week apparently? So that is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it might change your boys' minds a little bit if you got offered that.
It wouldn't change mine.
Malison, you don't even have to do it
I'd go to the US and get fairly, maybe not similar money, but...
No, but the thing is, these players are getting paid so much, they don't even need to live in Saudi. They could literally get private planes into training whenever they want.
I'm sure
and you don't have to do it for long, innit? Think about, like, there's going to be so many people that are moving to Saudi thinking, oh yeah, I'll do 3 to 5 years here. Bearing in mind, footballers have short careers. Then they're going to come home, going to go to their own countries and be set up for lifetimes, generations.
Chaz, I don't even think Saudi, you know, like, Saudi's not even that far from Greece. It's like a 1 hour, 2 hour flight or something.
Like from Turkey is like 4 hours to.
So you're right. They can pick up these kind of locations. I think it'd be quite long to do every day for training or whatever, however long they do it, but they can do it.
Why would you not just live in the country then, though?
No, I think they will. I think most of them will.
But I'm just saying, in theory, they can. If you didn't agree with the country, like, you could do that and still get paid all that money.
Yeah, that's true. And also, that's a way of kind of getting out there.
I think even less, Ollie. Like you said, 3 to 5 years. I think, well, Mbappe is a cute example. He could have gone there for 12 months. And really, you're talking a 1 year deal, but you got to remember the season isn't the full year. So
it would have been a whole package of $1 billion
there for like 9 months. Yeah. The whole package for 1 year, and then effectively he could have took that and then gone to Real Madrid.
That's sickening, isn't it? The fact that they're able to just flog that just for a year to get
it's just to get PR. It's just to get media.
There must be a contract or something saying you can't do it, because surely then they're all just going to flock there, do a year or two, and then come back here.
No, there's no like, if that's their contract, that's their contract, isn't it?
Crazy.
It's the same thing with transfers. We should probably move on from Saudi because we spent so long in it. But it's the same thing with contracts, right? If your contracts, if someone is willing to give you a contract for £700,000 and says it's 1 year, who are you to go like, okay, no, pay me more, or I feel like I should give you another year because you're paying me too much?
Ollie, his was 13 million a week, mate. His was 13 million a week.
It was about £20 a second.
This isn't no.
Anyway, this is.
I'm just saying though, we're not like, if you lot personally on whatever career you're having, whatever industry you lot are in, and that company, I don't know, a company from Saudi Arabia offered you quadruple the amount of money, would you go? I just want to pose that question right now, Chaz or Ollie or Man. Like,
it would obviously depend on the circumstance, but it depends how much you could set yourself. So for me, if someone did it and I could go out there for a year or two, and I would literally not have to work for the rest of my life and set my family up for generations, why the hell would I not do it?
I guess, but in relative terms. So we're not going to disclose how much you earn a year now, but just think of that, and probably quadrupling in it isn't going to be generate because we're not footballers. But
in
relative terms, what if they quadrupled your current wage for like a year right now?
I'd go out there for a year to have quadruple.
Just for a year, or like I don't
know. For a year's not. You can grind a year out.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking 3 years, then no, not for quadruple. I need more than that. But yeah.
Oh bloody hell, Chaz, you're high maintenance, mate.
I would go there because I wouldn't want to be beheaded, but you know.
I'd be there. Listen, I'm a.
You'd be there for double the way. What are you talking about?
I'm a cheap guy. I'd tell my left testicle to get out of there, mate. I would have told you. So I'd be gone. I'd be gone.
I'd be selling my head, but you know, I can still
lot would
survive,
never.
I'm sure.
You'd never hear from me again. You'd never hear from me again.
Right, let's move on.
You're not going to like. You can use the internet, yeah. You can still stream out there.
Oh no, I don't care. I'm too big for you, lot. Then I'm too big. Actually, I'm rolling with the big boys then, with the big money and shit. Yeah, sort of shit. But yeah, I just thought I'd pose that question.
Right, should we go for some big transfers?
Wait, don't you
talk about the big hitters this season? I'm bored of Saudi now. Let's move on.
Yeah. Oh, what? Let's talk about the big transfers. Okay. Saudi Al Hilal.
Yeah. All right. Everywhere outside of Saudi.
So Qatar have just. Well, they'll be next.
Talk about that.
Don't bring up Qatar. That's a bit of a sore subject for me right now. Yeah. So don't start doing that. Chaz, imagine we've been gone for this long and we still haven't been bought by the fucking Qataris.
Yeah.
Oh god,
that is a joke. That's a big story.
Fucking disgrace. That's what it is. I've got a whole side video for that just by myself.
Yeah, you may as well put it out. I'm not talking about it. We'll be here till fucking 12:30. It's 8 now.
We just go and see. Just whatever, man.
I can go by value if you want. I can go by value of top transfers.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Like the fee. So in first place, it is Declan Rice, Arsenal.
My car behind
116 million euros. Pardon?
Arsenal, the team that they're little old Arsenal that can't keep up with City. Can't keep up with City spending.
You got to trust in the Cronkies.
Trust in the Cronkies. That's an embarrassment. That is honestly, that is the most shameless thing I've ever heard.
It's true. I did a bit of research into since they owned it and everything like that, and that the actual trajectory that we went up on since they took 100% ownership is quite impressive. Like the money they put into it, the restructuring of the club. Huh?
Was it Usmanov who had the other whatever?
Well, there was I think 3 different owners in the mix before Kroenke took full ownership, and then but the thing is, Stan Kroenke has pretty much just given it to Josh. So it's not a it's a Kroenke venture, but Josh is the one that pretty much owns it.
You sound like you're getting paid by them the way you're talking at the minute.
Just remember as well, they only waited to invest in us until they won the Super Bowl. So just remember that if they hadn't won the Super Bowl,
they didn't. They were investing before the Super Bowl.
No, not before they won. They didn't go
since
crazy.
2018. They've started putting investment in.
Not real investment, not to be in the big board.
What's real investment?
Arsenal fans wanted
£100 million players.
Yeah, but you can't buy £100 million player every single transfer window.
Well, Chelsea might say otherwise.
You can at least buy £80 million players.
Yeah, but they had Pepe was bought for he was 75 million. He was record.
I think you're still paying the Pepe installments, mate. The amount of installments you had on that deal.
You'll be paying the Pepe installments till 2030.
Yeah.
He's never going to pay for us again.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went off Rice and we went on to the Cronkies, and that's not the.
Yeah, that was you. You went on to the Cronkies.
Yeah. I just think you're giving the Cronkies way too much confidence.
So, what do we think? How's Rice going to change Arsenal into title winners?
Well, there is a little bit of.
Yeah, I've not said anything about that.
Isn't there a difference of opinion in position of how we're going to play them, or has people been watching the pre-seasons and?
I've been watching the pre-seasons, and it looks like he wants to play him in that a number 6, that DM role at the minute as it stands.
As soon as we bought Kai Havertz, I know we all discussed it before, where he was actually going to play. But as soon as we bought Havertz, 100% he was going in 6. You don't.
No, we didn't know that. We didn't know that.
I don't think that was a known thing. Really.
Yeah, but where does Kai Havertz play otherwise?
False 9. I thought he could have been right wing. False 9.
Jesus has only had 1 season and he had 6 months out of it, or 4 months out of it. Sorry.
What are you on about? No, but I thought it was just depth or something.
Yeah. So what you think Havertz is definitely starting in that play?
I think if you spend £70 million on a player, he starts pretty much every game.
Yeah, but is that not the point that if we could be a bigger team, but if we bought him for the bench, then we're a much bigger team, aren't we?
Yeah, kind of what City.
Yeah. Fair play. If we can do that, but
I don't think we have. But yeah,
And from everything that's been said and all the media and comms around it, it definitely for sure now looks like that Rice is going to be that type, Rodri type.
Yeah. So far.
Have the two floating eight.
Is there a worry that you're going to be too similar to City and that it's not your own kind of unique?
I don't think
it matters.
No, okay.
If we win, I don't think it matters.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, if you win, but you want
it's
your
a
own
valid
style as well, and it might make it difficult against certain other teams who have maybe sussed out how City play as well.
But Sinhio, you've seen City change their system halfway through the season. So
yeah,
Arsenal are, well, I don't listen. I need to give him his credit. He's got his own spin on things, but they're not playing the way City play now. City have got their own thing going on as well. So
true, they've almost advanced onto.
Yeah. They literally did, and they won the treble after that. So yeah. But I don't know. It's a valid point, though. It is valid. Like, I don't know. Maybe Pep knows what Arteta's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I just say I think that right now with Arsenal, considering, and we can talk about it all the time, like Timber coming in, Havertz and Rice, right? I think that we've got this thing in our mind where we go, okay, well, Kai Havertz is the Xhaka replacement, and Timber is a backup to Ben White or a backup to Zinchenko, or whoever he's going to be, right? But I genuinely believe that
Timber's better than White.
Style of play is going to change next season.
Timber's better than White anyway. Like, Timber's better than White already.
Whether he is or isn't, but like I think I was something really resonating with me the other day. And we have to kind of stop thinking about players and positions, right? You have to start thinking about like, oh, okay, well, Timber's a right back and he plays right back, and it's either him or Ben White. He can play in those different places.
Did Timber play left back yesterday?
Left back, yeah,
left back.
But actually, you are kind of going into the City mold, because technically that's 4 centre backs by trade, all playing in the back really as well.
No, in my opinion, we are a lot closer to City than I see it as very close to City. What he's trying to build, in my opinion.
Yeah,
maybe slightly. That might be the slight City towards the end, where obviously Haaland, they had to adapt a little bit to him, maybe. But
it's giving me City 20, like not exactly the same. It's giving me City 2019, 2018, 19,
where they had no striker.
Yeah, when they had Sane and Sterling on the wings, because Sane and Sterling, Saka and Martinelli are very direct. City haven't really got direct wingers, do they? At the minute, they have a lot of ball possession players on the wings, like Grealish and Bernardo.
Yeah, it feels like a real, like, Arteta's is like using probably the years he's had at City, and he's trying to implement different things rather than following 1 year in the Guardiola thing. He's just sort of putting it all together. But yeah, I think it's a valid point, because, you know, effectively we could do all this and still not get ahead of City. So then what's...
I think, well, the main point is with this whole Arsenal transfer window, we're going to get into it. The expectations are huge. This is like... this is the biggest expectations you've had in 20 years, I think. In 20 years since the events, like going into a season where
there needs to be a challenge for the title.
On all fronts.
There needs to be a challenge for the title, deep into Champions League, and a trophy.
Come on.
Anything less.
All right, not to bring it back to I'm going to bring it back to we got to 2 finals and a quarterfinal last year with a really depleted squad of Weghorst and Sabitzer and that as well. So if we can do that, Arteta should have serious, I know you lot went on a longer, more intense run in the league, which does take it out of you.
But we dropped out of everything else. This is the thing right now. Arteta has to prove that he's got apparently the most valuable squad in the world right now.
It is. Yeah, that's what on the transfer market, yeah.
So if you've got the most valuable squad in the world, then you need to be utilising that. Arteta and the coaching staff and whoever's there haven't proven that they can do cup competitions. They haven't proven that they can actually go and win them and be a force in them, right?
Yeah, you just had that one single
year. We've gone out of them quite shit, to be honest with you.
Limply.
The only thing we've done well in potentially is the league last season. So this year there needs to be a fight on every single front. And to be honest, I want to see silverware and proper challenging.
I'm going to say, I'm not going to say you're going to win it, but you should be aiming to win the Champions League next year. That should be the aim. That should be the aim. Like, I don't know how far you get. Season.
I think this is going into a season preview. Do you want to stick with the transfers, or you want to go into season preview?
No, it's fine. I kind of mixed it. Yeah. I was just mixing it with Arsenal. Yeah, whatever. Just Arsenal as a club and their transfers, whatever's got. Yeah, in general, to be honest, like, yeah, it's because you mentioned Declan Rice, and Declan Rice is such a big staple of what's going on at Arsenal at the minute. So, yeah, I love Rice anyway. Yeah, that's my opinion. So.
I think that after the first few games, there was like there was all the comments from other clubs and stuff saying, "Oh yeah, because he was dropping quite deep," and there was something about he still looks like he's playing at West Ham. But obviously,
he needs to take time to bed into the system.
Played one game, and everyone was like getting straight onto him. You've got a whole new midfield there that you've got to bed in before the season starts. But I think Rice. I don't think there's going to be any question about the price tag.
Rice,
I don't think like Grealish took that whole season, and everyone kept saying he's not £100 million, not £100 million, and then look at him last season.
I think I think Declan Rice. He's one of my top 5 central midfielders in the world. So yeah, that's for me. I would have taken him all day, every day. I think any club would have taken him, to be honest. So yeah, it was a massive coup, the biggest signing in your recent history. Maybe even in your history, honestly, it might honestly be if you just look at the.
Well, if they win the title, then yeah, it would be.
Just the size of the transfer and the expectations that's going to come with it. I think it's meant to. This is meant to be the cherry on top to transform your whole team, basically. Yeah. So
there's big expectations, though.
Yeah,
I don't know what. Yeah, what you lot think. Or
so who's the next biggest one, Chaz, that we can move on to?
For 103 million euros, Jude Bellingham.
Oh yeah, now that is a sign and a half. Jesus. Although Nick thinks that you just get Ramsey and get literally a quarter of the price and get Ramsey in.
Don't disrespect Jacob Ramsey though. I don't want you disrespecting him during all this, because he's a top player. He's actually a top player.
Well, I do not go.
He can be a top player, but
listen, just let his career progress, man. Everyone peaks at different times. But yeah, no. The Bellingham, he bagged against us yesterday, the bastard. Yeah, so yeah.
He's going to be unbelievable for Madrid. He fits it so well as well.
You're saying a whole load of nothing now, basically. What do you mean he fits in so well?
Well, you don't think he fits as a Real Madrid player, like his stature and who he is, the way he plays.
I get it, but like it's nothing like I don't know what to expect. I'm not expecting. I don't know. He's got big.
For me, yeah.
Go on.
For me, I think that like with Bellingham, as you're about to say, Nick, he's got a lot that he needs to prove now on the pitch. It's all well and good being the record signing, having all that hype and everything, but if you can't play,
he's been proving it at Dortmund, right?
He's been at Dortmund. Real Madrid is a whole
international stage,
a whole different club to play for, and the pressure from those fans. I know from Bale, for example, had that pressure.
That's true.
And he did well, but he was then fallen out of favour. You've got to stick at it. You've got to be able to make it there and be successful to justify that.
I think he's going to relish it, in my opinion. I think he's the star that they're going to be playing. It was interesting the way they played against United yesterday, where they played like Vinicius and Rodrigo sort of more central and put Bellingham in behind.
We actually tried to match them in their thing as well.
Yeah, so. I just think he's going to be, unless they make some big sign. Obviously, if they go and sign like Mbappe or something like that, but I don't know if they'll get him this year. But
imagine when Mbappe actually goes there, though.
I know it's peak time.
I'd go there, but
yeah.
I'd go there.
It's the biggest club in the world, but yeah, obviously I know he's going to do well there, but. Yeah, I don't know. It depends how other clubs perform. If he's going to take them to what we know they are, serial winners in the Champions League, and that, it's just he's young. I'm not going to he's quality too.
Next on the list was Havertz, but we sort of touched on him really. Dominic Szoboszlai, was that right? Yeah. For 70 million euros to Liverpool. What do we make of him?
And to be honest, I'm going on a Liverpool tangent here in a sec after this.
Yeah. I mean, you can. I was going to say you can sort of, because they've made obviously a couple, like McAllister, and how do you think they're doing? You don't need to give them a full preview for the season, but like, has their business been good? Do they need more? What do you
Are we doing this preview what are we doing in terms of how we're structuring it? We just going through how many transfers are we going through, for example? Like,
I was just going to do the top 10, but
okay, yeah, because
But
we can
then,
do top 10.
yeah, we'll go club by club for the season preview, I think.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Yeah, so Buzz Light, yeah, I mean, I've known of him now for what, 3-4 years. He's always had a lot of hype of him. I've probably watched him a handful of times, like for 90 minutes.
He's only 22 still.
Yeah. Like, so he made big waves at Salzburg, and then obviously got that inevitable move to Leipzig because of that. They always just move on to Leipzig as the next step. Yeah, like he from what I've seen, he looks just like another dead ball specialist. His ball striking is his best asset by a mile. It's a good signing. I really didn't see that coming. I really did. It came out of the blue, that one, and they got it wrapped up before his release clause expired. So that was quick. That was shrewd. Liverpool seemed to do that. Go on.
What'd you say?
Liverpool. Yeah,
Where is he going to play, Nick? Where is he going to play? Like, I know nothing about him.
He's a number 10 at heart, like he's by trade and that as well. But I don't know, Liverpool will do what a lot of these clubs are doing. Like he'll play the most advanced in that midfield. He'll be the most. He's a creator. Right, he's a creator, but he has got legs and he can get stuck in though. So, but he is naturally a creator. Like he's just like set pieces, like in the pockets, things like that. He'll get a lot of goals as well. He's physical.
I don't see Klopp sort of changing system or anything like that. So I feel like he's just trying to rebuild.
He kind of did change it. He changed it towards the end of last season with Trent inverting and stuff like that. So like it's gonna be good in terms of that. Szoboszlai's gonna have a lot behind him to do the work, but he is an athlete, so Liverpool are gonna be back to that machine that we knew them as a few years ago, where they're just relentless pressing, high intensity. Rock and roll football.
They've got to pick themselves up and go again, innit, for next season. Because if they've got like, I expect them to make more signings as well. But you think Nunes in there, Gakpo, and then you've still got Salah like kicking on, and then Trent and Robertson.
Yeah,
like Trent and Robertson can keep going, Van Dijk can keep going, and you just. I think they've got a rejuvenation coming is probably the right word, if that's even a word.
One thing I heard about Liverpool is goals, mate. They've got goals everywhere. I think they might be the highest scorers in the league. I don't know if that will amount to anything, but as you said, Jota, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah, Diaz, like they have got they've got goals everywhere. They've got.
Yeah,
they are going to be like I don't know whether they might be too leaky at the back, but. My word, they're going to score.
But then, are they going to be leaky at the back? Because they're like,
no, they've been leaking a lot in pre-season already.
They will be because I don't know about Klopp anymore. Like he's good, but like, is he past it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sinhio lost the court with the.
No. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? No. I'm just saying.
Don't speak often, but when you do speak, it really hits. It really.
No, I'm not saying you can't get it back, but I think that they have been poor for the past few seasons, right? We're not gonna.
Well, no, just last season.
Just one season. Just one.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
They really won the league.
They won the quadruple. They won charge of the quadruple at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. True, but I mean, like, last season. Then are they gonna really challenge for the title or not? I don't think they will.
I mean, it looks like they could be getting Lavia on top of this. That's a whole new midfield.
Yeah, I think they will sign.
Yeah, but it's not just about signings, mate. Because teams can buy big signings and stuff, and then they don't fulfill it.
The only thing I'll say is that since they have a whole new midfield, it will take a while for them to gel. Because losing Fabinho, Henderson, all them in one window is mental. To be honest, but.
Yeah, I say defense. I don't trust their defense. I don't trust they're gonna keep it enough. You look at Arsenal, the way they're kept tight. They stop the goals. They've got some gritty 1-0s. I don't know. I think there are more. I think there are other teams which are going to push on ahead of them even next season.
I don't know, Chaz. What do you think?
It's tough to get top 4 even.
No.
I don't want to give it away of what I'm going to be predicting, but yeah. I think they're going to be coming back more than going the other way. I think they're.
I think there's not that much between them and Arsenal. You know, I really don't.
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. Like I think they're right in that title
Really
challenging.
that close. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ollie, would you fear Liverpool next season then? Yeah, you say
Yeah. We'll probably, Chad said, we'll do it in our predictions. But yeah, 100%. I think Liverpool are going to be up there.
Next on the list is 64 million euros. Mason Mount.
All right,
Nick, you can lead them next one.
What a shocking name for that price, Jesus.
Big money, Mace.
Oh,
Listen.
There's always a name, isn't there? There's always a nickname.
No, listen, I've lost one Mason. I needed another one in my life. Obviously, the other one's pending. Just keep an eye on that. I've got a few sources. But yeah, with Mason Mount, I mean, listen, I wasn't like buzzing for the signing. I wanted to get it over the line because it was just taking an age, wasn't it, to actually get it done. We overpaid for him, in my opinion, because he only had a deal. So we got a pants pulled down by Chelsea in terms of the money. But I'm warming to the idea of it. I'm not like against him. I'm going to hate him or anything like that. Like, I still think it's an improvement. I think we've improved our midfield now because he's an upgrade on Eriksen. But like, yeah, this is, for me, Ten Hag has to prove to me like why he bought Mason Mount. He obviously sees him. He was desperate for him. So I know why he's desperate for him because I know the brand of football we're transitioning into. And he fits the bill of what we're trying to do. He's an all-action, energy, goal scorer, whatever. He may not be my most favorite kind of pleasing on the eye player that I thought, like the Frankie de Jongs of this world. But he's young, he's English. I think, I don't know. Like, I'm not against this transfer. I just think we overpaid. That's all.
I agree. I think you overpaid, but do you not see him as a huge upgrade on Eriksen?
Yeah. I think he is just simply legs wise. Eriksen has no legs, literally. So, like, many players would have been an upgrade on Eriksen, but Mount fits the bill.
But that's what I mean. I think in terms of how they both play and what you need from your team and the role that Eriksen was doing, I think Mount's a huge upgrade on that.
I've only just figured out what we're trying to do, though, just now, because we were playing last season of, we weren't playing to our strengths and we had to make do what we had. I'm now only figuring out now, oh shit, we're trying to be a team quick in transition. And like Ten Hag just said it, we want to be the best team in transition in the world. So Mason Mount fits that bill basically as well. So, and I don't think he's ever going to be a star player. God knows why we gave him the number 7. I don't know why we gave him that. I think we catered to him too much. We made him feel a bit too superstar. Like, we're bigger, we're a big institution, but he is going to be a key cog in if we are successful. He's just going to be a good part of the team.
I would genuinely when the like signings were happening and Arsenal's name was in the hat and stuff like that, I was genuinely more excited about Mount than I was Havertz. I would have preferred.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We'll have to see how that pans out.
I agree with that. I still think currently right now I'd be more excited for Mount than Havertz, and also and also you remember Liverpool and Arsenal were in the running for him, so he was appreciated by all these top coaches as well.
Yeah.
So there's obviously something. There's definitely a player there. Obviously, we all know that already. So. Yeah, that's it really. That's all I can say on Mount. I don't want to get too into it. Yeah.
Just one thing I wanted to say and just remind you two that there's receipts in a overrated versus underrated video on the channel where you both told me he's so overrated. You couldn't believe it when I tried to back him up. Just to clarify that.
Wait, you tried to back him up?
Ollie and Nick.
Look at Ollie sipping on his drink now. It's not like he's trying to regain it.
That didn't come from me.
I'll get the look if you want me to get clips.
No. Play it for another time. But
yeah. I won't play it now. But maybe I think there was clips. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think there was clips.
I don't rate him as a player. I just think he's better than Eriksen.
No, yes, you did.
This is
but I'm just saying, though.
Charlie's uncovered.
Remember the context of that video. We kind of had to over-exaggerate our things a little bit to make it as well. Like, yeah.
Was it the same video where we said Man City was shit?
That's what he told Mbappe was overrated.
Oh yeah, Nick actually did say that Mbappe was shit.
But listen, Listen.
No. Where's that music? Where's that music? Next on the list, and this is actually, I want to hear some of the opinions on this. 64 million euros, Sandro Tonali to Newcastle.
I mean,
I don't know enough about him, but
yeah, never do I. So
I'll just talk to Nick.
I'm not even going to comment.
I mean, the meme, he's become a bit of a meme.
Yeah, because he looks like he
doesn't want to
hates
be
it.
there. He obviously, Ollie, he's exchanged the beautiful Milan to Newcastle as well. So it's a bit of a culture change for him, isn't it? Like it's he's so he just doesn't look too happy at the moment. Maybe that's just his mannerisms, whatever. But it's an odd one, yeah. I didn't see it coming. I had no idea. It looked like they were going to sign Barella, then they switched to another Italian. And then Tonali, Chaz, we've known of him again, similar to Szoboszlai, similar kind of timing. We've known of him, only watched him a lot last season, a bit more because AC Milan's run in the Champions League. He's good, man. He's a good midfielder. Like, he's a top midfielder. I think maybe, I don't know about the money these days.
Where's he going? Where do you see him fitting in Newcastle?
He's would you say he's a holding midfielder, Chaz, or
where do you see him fitting in Newcastle?
Well, he's definitely he's not an advanced midfielder. He's definitely not an advanced one.
Yeah.
He's a box to box / holding, I guess, but I think maybe more box to box.
Yeah, he'll just be in the midfield three. Whether he's central or on either side. But you got Bruno, probably Joe Linton, and him probably. Yeah, he'll probably replace Longstaff. Probably.
The thing is, in Italy, they're saying a lot of Italian fans, they rate him, but they're also saying people maybe in England have overrated him a tad because of the name and the price and the club he came from. He wasn't even the best midfielder at AC Milan, people were saying. Apparently, like Benacer was better than him or whatever. He could be a little bit overrated because of just not many people in England know him, and maybe they claim to know a bit more than they actually do.
Yeah.
He was always a big.
I mean, both of our clubs were linked with him.
He was also a big. He was meant to be the next Pirlo when he was really young. But I don't know what happened there. He was like a Brescia, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think the thing is, anyone going with Newcastle, I rate Eddie Howe to improve them, right? So
I was going to say
that's why I think it'll be a good signing. It's still, for me, it's definitely an upgrade on Longstaff. So I can't see how it won't work.
I think it'll be okay.
And if they're going in Champions League, he brings that Champions League experience, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's still.
They have to add. Yeah, they have to build a squad more than anything, don't they? Than an 11.
Yeah.
Next on the list, and actually, this was obviously signed a while ago, but 60 million euros, Christopher Nkunku for Chelsea.
Bloody hell! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Finally, now playing games.
Yeah, he can.
Season. Obviously,
when was he signed? Was it
in January?
Yeah,
he was signed in January. Yeah. Yeah, again, I've seen a few bits of him in pre-season. I've watched a lot more of him than the other two we just mentioned. So I think he'll be good. I think he'd be good. I thought he was going to come in as a false 9 at first, but it looks like he could be a number 10 now for them. Because Poch likes he's quite traditional in that at the minute, isn't he? Like, he's not really differed from that too much, even since the Spurs days, isn't it, Sinhio? He used to play a 4-2-3-1 quite a lot.
Valley and stuff like that.
Is it? Yeah.
So it looks like Nkunku, is going to get that free role in the midfield. He's going to have a solid base behind him if he really wants to perform well. But
they just made Did you know that they just made a bid for Casado? Officially?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the 80 million got rejected.
So I mean, you're sort of building out a midfield of Enzo, Casado with Nkunku in front.
That does sound tasty. I'm not going to lie. It does sound very,
quite
very
scary
good
for the rest of
and
us.
I imagine that. From what like he did at Spurs as well, which worked really well with Dele Alli, if he's going to mould him into what Dele Alli
it's a good comparison.
When
it's a good comparison, yeah.
Poch was there, probably because he's going to have those two base midfielders in Enzo and
Casado.
Fucking not. Oh my god! Why is his name going out my
head?
Casado, sorry. He's got a base of them two, and then you've all broken up.
It's not even that funny.
Oh, is it the connection? It's the connection, is it?
I don't know, because Chaz mentioned it, Ollie, and you kept on clicking your fingers like this. Is not
He repeated what I said.
I must have missed the joke. Did I miss the joke?
You missed the joke
Yeah,
because I said it and you just carried on like going, clicking your fingers, saying who is it? Right, I think Ollie needs to refresh that router. But yeah, no. To be honest, I've rated Nkunku for a while as well. So
have I dropped off?
I don't know. Let's just remove him for a second.
He just removed it. Okay, now. And Nkunku, yeah, he's good. Any move on, he's good player.
Yeah, let's move on.
Actually, you don't want a Saudi one, do you? This is a good one. This is a good one for. I'll do two more. We should have actually mentioned him for the, but anyway. So Aston Villa, Moussa Diaby for 55 million euros.
This one shot the life out of me. This one, fucking hell, like. I can't. This might be the most shocking transfer of the window. Not be deadly serious. This actually really threw me off because I didn't know they had it in them.
Yeah,
I really did not know they had it in them to do that. Like, Sinhio, why are you laughing?
What was that noise? Was that
no, that was a motorbike going past.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just silence. Don't worry.
Yeah. Who are we talking about?
Moussa Diaby.
Yeah. Moussa Diaby. Yeah. He
actually scored. He scored in the last game.
Yeah, he did score, but it was a choice. It was a shootout between Al Nassr, wasn't it, and Villa. Yeah. So Villa, managed to restore some faith in European football for a little time anyway. And yeah, he chose Villa over them. And honestly, the guy, and like for me, he was destined. Sinhio's just lost the plot. He's lost the plot.
What's he still laughing?
No, it's just the way he said. It's the way he said that it shocked you that he chose. He chose Aston Villa.
No, because I thought this is not going to be disrespect to Villa. I thought he was destined for he was linked with Real Madrid, Arsenal, teams like this, yeah. And I can't believe Villa managed to pull that off, a player like that for that money. Like, this is serious shit. Like, I can't wait to get to the predictions next week because Villa are serious and Diaby is a real. It's a game changer for me, guys. That's huge. You lot don't seem that phased by it. You don't see that. For me, I'm in shock. I can't believe they've got him.
I don't know enough about him, so that's why I'm not phased.
No, it's true because Arsenal could have easily signed him, and then I would have probably been sitting here raving about him. So, for him to go Villa and get him, Villa have also signed a centre back like Pau Torres. I just think Villa are in a really good place.
Fuck me. Like, Ollie, keep an eye out for Moussa Diaby because you're going to be shocked how good he is. Yeah, and I'm quite confident he's going to work out in the Prem.
No. I genuinely think he's going to be sick. But, like, because of the Villarreal connection with Emery as well, he knows what he's getting. Like, I'm not scared of Villa next season, but I think I genuinely. What are you laughing at? Have I got like something in my face?
He has no connection to Villarreal whatsoever. That's why.
Lost, yeah. Are you talking about Pau Torres or Diaby?
No, he's not. He's bullshit. Don't even try and save him, Jazz.
No.
Moussa Diaby has no connection to Villarreal whatsoever.
I don't need saving. I'm not talking about Diaby. I'm talking about Torres.
No, you just said he's going to be a success. You said Diaby's going to be a success next season.
No, I said Villa are going to be a success. I said they've got Torres in because of the Villarreal connection with Emery. I don't know why I'm explaining myself. All I'm basically saying is take my prediction from Villa last season and extend it for the season.
Extend it where? Where are you going to extend it? Hold on. Where did you have them last season? You had them like 6th or something. You said to extend
6th. I'm saying watch the space.
Where? What space? What space are they going to hit?
We don't need to do it now, though, do we? Because we're getting in predictions next podcast.
He keeps breaking up for me. Okay, next and the last one before we do the actual individual teams.
Fuck
an actually preview. I just wanted to discuss. We should have said it when we spoke about Mason Mount. Nick finally has a new goalkeeper at the club in Andre Onana.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Every day. I was scrolling through Twitter so much when, when De Gea's contract was up in the air. I was just begging, but he kept doing these secret little cryptic emojis and all that shit. I'm so glad to see the back of that llama in goal, honestly. I'm so glad. 12 years he was here. He should have been here for 7-8 years. He should not have. Long overdue, this goalkeeper change. This is the most exciting signing for me. I don't care who we sign. We could sign Mbappe this window, and I still wouldn't be as excited as this, because this changes everything. This now Ten Hag has no hiding. This is now he can get his style of football that he wants. With Onana and De Gea, if you look at the goalkeeper spectrum, they're complete opposites. That you can't get further from each other. So I'm buzzing. Obviously, I rate Onana. Chaz may have some other opinions, like maybe not as highly as me, but I'm really gassed for this one. I think this changes everything for us. I'm just buzzing. I'm buzzing.
That's what it is for me. Like, yeah, I don't need to go in it right now.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily rate him to the top level that some of the names was out there, but I'm still saying he's a very, very good goalkeeper.
He's like an extra defender, Chaz.
That's what I mean. It is the biggest thing I want to see is how, and I've no doubt you're going to be proved right, is how the game is developed without De Gea and now with him. Because he'll be a player. He won't be a defender, a player. He will be involved in attacks,
it's
just from the back.
I'm kind of doing the Lissandro thing all over again, but he might be the best ball-playing keeper in the world.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
He might be. Edison will be that.
I was going to say Edison, yeah. Edison and maybe Alisson.
No, wait, just chill. That's not out of the... Sinhio agrees with me. He's in the conversation. He's in the conversation.
I put it this way. He was top of my list. On him and
top of your list.
Maignan, how you say it, man. Yeah, obviously we've got Vicario, but Onana was my top of my list. I wanted at Spurs.
No, I think Maignan might be a better
keeper like that as well.
I think he's a better keeper, Mike Maignan, but I still think Onana's better with his feet, in my opinion. Honestly, I think he's top with his feet. Like, he breaks lines. I saw it in the Champions League final. He done it on the grandest stage of all. And he was unreal.
As a ball-playing goalkeeper, he probably is. Or I don't know if I'm not just gonna without thinking about it, because obviously I probably have Edison above him. But for you to shout out, he's the best. Was a Martinez moment.
It's huge. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I just want to see also the points that you maybe gain from having this goalkeeper compared to De Gea. It'll be interesting.
I think you'll gain 10 more points at least.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away. I think we're improving this season. We're going to be better this season. We will be a better team. I don't really have any doubts about that one. I'm quite pessimistic, but he's slowly changing my mind. I'm positive now.
Well, we can go into the preview now, really, because that's sort of the top. There is obviously players that I've missed. One James Maddison, players like that, but we can just go. I think we just go.
You can include James Maddison talking to the Spurs.
Yeah, in the preview. Yeah. Anyway, so what do you want? How many teams do you want to do? What do you want to do?
You want to do like last season, the top 6? I guess you have to do 7. I don't know. It's up to you.
That's the problem. You got like Newcastle, Villas, Chelsea.
Let's do top 7 and then a surprise one or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but didn't Chelsea finish lower than that? Are we doing it?
Yeah, that's the man. But we're going to try and stick traditional, and as Sinhio said, add a few more.
To call it, the big 7.
I'll try and sort of Let's start with Chelsea anyway. Let's start with Chelsea.
Because we haven't spoken with them anyway.
They did, they finished 12th. But
Ollie, what are you saying on Chelsea? I want to know Ollie's opinion first.
What did I say last season that I needed them to? I'm just gonna not fucking talk if you keep.
Right, no, it's not.
What the fuck is going on here?
Don't do it, Charlie. No, I think I don't know if it's a bit lagged. I don't know if it sounds like
he's a tad late.
I'm struggling.
And they
But no, give your opinion on Chelsea, because they obviously finished 12th and they've got a bit of pressure, I suppose, but they can only get better, surely.
Huge amounts to prove. If you think like from where they were, they cannot do any worse, right?
Yeah.
I'll just fucking go off this thing. Is it lagging big time?
It's lagging, yeah. You're like
Sorry.
Yeah, so talking about Chelsea, go on, Sinhio, take us off Chelsea. Surely they get better, right?
Okay.
All right, I'll talk about Chelsea.
Right.
In my point of view, since these two can't stop laughing over, Ollie will just hopefully join back. Some obviously technical issues with the Wi-Fi. For me, Chelsea, I don't know. I'm not going to put them in the prediction, right? We don't want to do predictions. That's another video maybe next week. But we've said it a lot on this channel that they're only surely going to get... You got to start laughing, man.
I'm trying to laugh now.
They're only going to get better, right? They're surely only going to get better. Like, Poch is now in charge.
Bloody hell. If they don't get any better, they're fucked.
Yeah, there's some signings.
They've spent too much.
No, but the biggest thing for me is this time I know they're still making signings, and I know it's still a little bit messy, but they're actually getting... Poch has come in. They're actually getting a pre-season under a manager. Like, they're actually gonna, when it gets to the season in 2.5 weeks after they come back from pre-season tours and stuff like that, they actually will feel in a much better place. Now, there may be probably Casado is going to be the big midfield signing, but
that's if they get him.
If they get him, but it feels like they're going to sign a midfielder or whatever. But you actually see, they would have had time to actually build some of these in. We're not just talking about a January transfer window where they signed 10 players. There's a little bit of time for Poch to actually do stuff on the training ground. So
I'm quite I don't like Chelsea, but I'm probably the most excited for them out of anyone out of the big teams. Like, only because of how far they fell last year and how bad they actually were. And I did say to you, didn't I, Chaz, several times that it's inevitable that they will be back, and they are actually investing into the future. Like, they have got some serious young players, like players that I believe can go on to be World 11 type players. Yeah, they've practically been signing. They've been signing the whole of South America practically.
Yeah. They're putting. Apart from some of the big names, they're just doing
what Chelsea are doing. What I love what they're doing. Yeah, they're doing what we've always lauded Porto, Benfica, Dortmund or Brighton. They're getting the youngsters before they even make that next step to Europe, for example. Like, they are actually investing early into these players, and we'll see if they believe in them, unless it's a money scheme thing and they're going to try and sell them on. But if they start to believe in these players, like they've signed Andre Santos, Angelo Gabriel, what's the Italian midfielder, Cassidi, whatever his name is, even younger than that, the Ecuadorian fella, some Portuguese guys. They've just signed so many players.
Yeah,
they've already got a good youth system as well. Like, they've got a few players they promoted, like Lewis Hall and Matson, players like that. They are going to be one of them exciting young teams. How we knew Poch at Spurs and Southampton, how we saw him. Chelsea are going to be quite exciting now. I think I don't think they're going to challenge for the league. They will challenge for top 5 next season. I don't think they'll challenge for the league. I think it's way too early for that. But I'm excited for them. Like, I've already seen a few preseason games of theirs, and it's a bit it looks good. It does look exciting.
I actually think they're going to get off to a real flyer. So I'm not saying they're going to be I just think they're going to be right up there and then just fade away.
Yeah,
and then
because of the experience.
Ultimately, I don't want to give a prediction, but I do think they'll be I think they'll start the season and everyone will start going wow about Chelsea.
Do you know what everyone's said who's going to be signing the season is this Nicholas Jackson guy for them up top?
Yeah, the striker.
They are saying, I've watched him already for them. I'm not going to get too carried away, but people are really getting excited now, these Chelsea fans. Like, he has been immense for them so far as well. Like, he looks like the complete package as a striker at 21. Like, strength, hold-up play, touches, pace. He has it all. He
Right, the runs, clever runs in behind.
Yeah, Chaz. I think he could be serious. You know, I know he was meant to join Bournemouth when in January. It collapsed. He looks like a I thought, I wasn't that buzzed for it, but
Same.
But no, he could be good. Him and Nkunku, fuck me, yeah.
The only thing I would counter that with is that we all thought Nunez would be like amazing last season when he scored that hat trick in preseason.
Yeah. No,
that's the only doubt. That's the only doubt I have. But
I think he really
scoring 3 goals in 2 games already.
I think Nicholas Jackson. I think his fundamentals look better than Nunez's. That's the only thing. I think what he has, the package, just looks better
less one-dimensional.
Yeah. So Chelsea. I don't know. What's your opinions on Chelsea? Yeah.
They can't actually do any worse, right?
Well, they can, but they're not. Yeah.
But can they? Can they finish worse than 12? Like
it was horrific.
They're out. They're out of any European competition. So all they've got to do is focus on the league. And we know personally in recent history how much better that is just focusing on one thing. They get the chance to build. It gives Poch time. I genuinely think they'll be up there for. They need to try and get back into Europe, right? So they're going to be in that sort of top 7 space. And how well they do and how much they exceed expectations is going to be anyone's guess. But I'd be worried about them.
If they get Caicedo, and it's him and Enzo, that's 2 100 million pound midfielders potentially in midfield. 100. That's never happened in the history of football before. As Archie. So like, there's big expectation there. For me, that is one of the most balanced midfields in the world, to be honest, as well. Like, that's incredible. Like, because I rate Enzo highly anyway. So yeah, that's exciting. I still think obviously they're not going to win the league, but Chelsea exciting.
Yeah,
really.
Where I think Chelsea now is if you imagine Poch at Spurs, but with 5 times the amount of money available, and then the signings they've now made.
But then,
we nearly won the league, right? Yeah. That for me says that in 2 years' time they're going to win the league.
But Poch has to do it, right? So Poch has to do it again because yes, Spurs for him was great and everything, and he did it without the funds and stuff. Yeah. But he hasn't been setting the world alight like since he left Spurs. I would say.
No,
yes, he didn't do it. He came in for the Champions League and he failed in that. So he's got to. I think he'll have a point to prove, which might.
This is huge. You're right. Yeah,
and the pressure's on him. The pressure's on Poch now.
This is make or break for Poch in terms of his trajectory. Where he goes now.
It's the perfect opening and opportunity for him, right? Because he's got a young squad and he's got backing, and he's going to be able to get them in a style of play that he wants. So he's got all the tools in his arsenal to kick on and do really well with the club. So we just have to see if he actually does it. I can't remember which one of you said it before, but if it's the Chelsea thing is a matter of time, not like if they will or if they won't. It's just when will they kick back on?
Yeah,
and it might be this season, it might be next.
The only thing I say with Poch, right? We've seen him do it at Southampton and Spurs with kind of not so big egos, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you think that will come into play with Chelsea now, and like a bit like
maybe
where it was before? Do you know what I mean?
Well, luckily they've got.
I just question that: is he going to be able to manage that bloated squad? Have they got too many players? He's not.
But they've shifted a lot out now. They've shifted a lot out.
Yeah, but it's still got a lot. Though. It's still got a lot of players there. They're not all going to get games like.
They've shifted out something like 15 to 20.
Sinhio, they've got rid of a lot of players, like a lot of players, like at least over 10. That's a lot of players to get rid of. Yeah,
they've sent out much more than 10. I'm sure it's plus 15 already.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think they'll be in a good place. Let's move on to Sinhio's team, Tottenham.
You may as well start.
Congratulations, by the way, on the trophy yesterday. You won.
The Tiger Cup or something.
The Tiger Cup, yeah. Ollie, what do you think?
That'll be going at the top spot in the cup.
Yeah, we dusted off the Audi Cup as well the other day.
Wait.
On a serious note. Wait.
You were 1-0 down. Wait. You were 1-0 down to Lion City. I saw at one point.
Yeah. We won 5-1 in the end, but
Look at
No, I did.
Ollie, did you know Richarlison got a hat trick? Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, got a hat trick. Yeah, pigeon season is here.
Yeah, they don't need Kane. They got Richarlison.
Yeah. Fair play.
Actually, let's start with Richarlison. So I think actually he's a much better fit than Kane is going to be for us. So
I'm
not even going to lie. I actually can sit here now. I can sit here now and say that if Kane goes, I'm bored of this transfer, so just let him go. We'll go buy a left winger like Mitoma or someone like that.
I actually don't disagree with Sinhio there.
Yeah.
I know.
I think the team could work better without Kane in it.
Wait. I know Chaz is going to jump in. Wait. Why do you think? Let's let him land. Why do you think that?
Why what?
Why Richarlison would be a better fit? I know where you're going to come from.
Because he's more kind of he's slightly more predatory in front of goal.
Thank God you said in front of goal. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. No.
But I don't think that's true either.
No, but I think he makes his runs are better off the midfield, off the defender. Sorry, his movement is a bit better. He's more suited to that central role. And
he's basically mentioned everything off the ball.
Kane is amazing, would fit in anyway. But I just think the fact that we're having this big discussion about Kane coming or going, I think it's better for the team that Kane just goes now, because someone like Richarlison is clearly thriving now. After that game, he's got that confidence now. He's in the team. He was out of favour under Conte. I just think he's better suited to that role. I don't know if he fits in. I watched him pre-season, right, the first half, and he was quite bad, so his head wasn't there either. And whether he can actually, he would still have a place in the team, but because of the situation, I think it's better we don't have him.
Just to add on to that before you come in, Chaz, because I know you've got a real thing there. That's genuinely the reason why I think that Kane is a better player than Richarlison, right? There's no doubt about it. And he makes Tottenham better, especially with Maddison in behind him. But for everything that goes on around Kane, that's where I would say I feel like the team would potentially be better without him, because there's too much of a saga. It's too much. Just either commit now, and then if you're committing now, you're doing the rest of your career at Spurs. Yeah, let's be fair. Or just go, and then everyone knows where they stand. Right now, Richarlison feels like a better fit because Kane's coming or going. He doesn't know whether he's committing. Like even last season, right? Because City were in for him, and then he didn't go to City.
Yeah.
He then had this whole thing about.
I don't know why Nick is laughing.
I can't actually finish my sentence.
Why is he laughing?
Why is he laughing?
It's Maddison. It's not you, Ollie. It's Maddison. I've just clocked. All I can see is his head.
Yeah, still in the dark.
I just got that as well.
Turn the bloody light on.
I can't finish any of my points. I couldn't even remember what I was saying because all I could see in my fucking left-hand corner is you laughing.
You're talking about Kane being a better fit. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, sorry. I just think that because this transfer saga isn't just this summer. This transfer saga has been at max 3 years, at minimum 2 years. So I don't know. Does it benefit them or does it hinder them? I think at the moment it hinders them.
Go on, Chaz. You go.
The reason I disagree, I mean, you sort of, I don't know who changed it, but it sort of changed a little bit because I do agree it's the right time for him to leave. But I think from us now, or Spurs fans in particular, now talking as if they've got, almost as if they've got better sitting there, that for me is incorrect. And I understand it's fair enough if they're done with him, right? There's let's just move him on. It's the best time to move him on. But from their point of view, it's just surely that's just because they feel like the inevitable is coming, right? Because so now it's like, oh, we can move on as a club without him. When he went through that saga with Manchester City and they were going to buy him for 100 million, all that whole summer the saga went on, and no one was really saying like, oh, we've got better fits, we've got this, we've got that. and he turned around and scored like 25 goals in the league.
Yeah.
So if this went quiet and he said he was staying or signed another deal at Spurs, for example, I think you'd see a very big, quick switch to actually we love Kane and he is our best player and he is our best goal scorer, and not thinking about Richarlison as the number 9, because Richarlison is backup to Kane.
I think where Sinhio was coming from was just more the fact that he's not talked about Angie or anything like that. He's talking more of he's thinking more style of play, a pressing striker, all that kind of stuff. And also what you agreed with, moving on from this whole saga as well, stuff like that. So, like, I get the logic because Richarlison isn't a number 9. That's his best position, in my opinion. But, like, I don't agree. Obviously, I don't agree they'd be better without Kane, but I think it's time to move on more so. It is,
and also, let's be real, he doesn't want to be at Spurs anymore. So what are we waiting for? Like,
he's your best ever player, yeah?
He is, but it's time to move on. And most players.
No, wait. He's the best player to ever put on a Spurs shirt, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. But I think
Kane is the guy, man. He's the scorer. He's the best.
Yeah, but Nick, he won't be if he stayed and didn't achieve anything.
No, but as an individual, he is like for me, he's the best striker in the world now.
Yeah,
bar none. Yeah. As well, like he's the best. He's the best. He's just the best at number 9. One of the best number 9s I've ever seen in my lifetime, anyway.
But then the whole discussion started that like that's what he's the best number 9 in the world, right? But you think Sinhio thinks that you've got a better fit in Richarlison.
No, he shouldn't have worded it.
I'm saying like stylistically or for that role.
I don't agree with that because
the attributes he has for the team. So Kane would do a better job wherever he was in the front line, right? But Richarlison is suited specifically to the role that the manager
want him.
There's a slight difference, but
whoever the manager wants, he's going to achieve more with Harry Kane in the starting lineup over Richarlison, regardless of the style of how he likes to play. Because Ange's never had the best striker in the world, so you can't say the pressing forward that he wants. He wouldn't choose the best striker in the world.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. But if he, I know what you mean. But it's more like what we have. Yeah, okay, true. But really, what it is that Kane just, if he doesn't want to be there, shouldn't be there, because Kane not playing.
I do agree with that. He does need to go.
Kane not playing 100% is going to be a problem. He's not going to be the best that we have. If he's playing at 90% or 80% because he doesn't want to be there, then he's not going to press. He's not going to run off the defender. He's just going to probably.
Yeah, I think the thing that annoys me a bit is like we start with talking about Kane, where really the whole argument for me should just be on the owner and why he's not being let to go to Munich or wherever he's going to go, because it's a case now where even the fans seem like they're happy for him to go, and that's it.
That's the core issue, isn't it?
Regardless,
not being let go.
Richarlison's going to be good this season, regardless of whether Kane stays or goes.
No, I think Richarlison's form depends on Kane.
No, I think it's going to be better. I think Richarlison. I think if Kane goes, Richarlison has an outstanding season.
No, that's what I'm saying though. If Kane stays, I don't think Richarlison's form is going to be as good as you think.
And obviously, he won't play as much.
Richarlison's a second fiddle striker. His ego doesn't warrant that. Right? He's going to thrive if he's the main man. So Kane's there. I don't
even think it's about him being the main man, though. I think it's more just him wanting to play and have a kick of the football. Because under Conte, he was shafted. So.
Yeah, well, I would say from what we've seen in Richarlison, his best form at Everton was when he was the sole striker, and his best form for Brazil was when he was the sole striker. You know.
Sorry, before we.
Why are you in the park again?
What?
I realised what you were laughing at now.
Right.
Because it looks like his head is floating in the air. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's better.
It works. I don't know how it dips.
It's just pitch black.
You know what? It's
bloody hell, we got We
Oh
got,
my
we got
This
some
is just
laughing
mad
bits
today.
today.
Right, we need to all calm down. Like we're not.
We're back, innit?
It just all hit me in one wave because I
Right.
realised what you were laughing at
That's
now.
why I look up.
Why do you
and
have to
see-
take his glass off?
It's because Ollie, have you seen do you know that Queen music video? Do you know the Queen
Yeah.
all the heads are popping up here from the dark. It's Bohemian Rhapsody, yeah. It looks like that. It looks like that.
Oh my god, that was fucking jokes.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, carry on. Let's go next.
I did want to say though, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Bloody hell, it's been a while, yeah.
We are bringing these videos back, and obviously we don't want to give full predictions because that's another video probably next week. But we're giving as much sort of preview as possible to these teams. Next on the list, we're going to go with Liverpool.
Oh wait,
We'll
can I
touch
just
on them
mention
a
about
bit.
Spurs though?
Yeah,
We haven't even spoken about. We haven't even spoken about the manager. We've got a new
You've had-
manager.
time.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Ange. So
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I thought I
just
was
quickly,
moving on.
I don't want to go on about it. But basically, I'm just so happy that we've got a manager that wants to score goals. You know, so I think the defense is going to be a bit questionable to start off with. I think there's a lot of work. We need to get in a few defenders, all that. But I just think that overall, I'm looking forward now to watching Spurs again because
it feels like
really entertaining.
It feels like a better fit, right? The system for the past few years now has been like counter attack. It's all been about counter attack. It's all been about like low blocks and defending and then going for it. And the two worldly renowned managers you've had are specialists in that, right? But I know from having a family of Spurs fans that was never the identity of Spurs. So going to that just didn't feel like a fit. So yeah, you might see that and actually brings that kind of back to Spurs and gets a few more fans on side, definitely.
Yeah, because Spurs' identity was, we never knew them as a winning culture, but they was playing an attacking brand of football.
Yeah, they will get back to that regardless of what they achieve, I think.
It's guaranteed. It's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee. Some good games.
And that probably, I don't want to speak on behalf of you, James, but I'd imagine that's probably one of the key drivers for this year, right? Get all the fans on side, actually enjoy watching the football again, and then if you do well this season, brilliant. If not, you need to kick on to the next season, sort of thing.
Yeah,
but at least you can see a football that you like.
I'm interested because his story is unique to any other manager. Like in recent history that I've seen, anyway, it's a lot of experience in Asia, Australia. It's not as if he's like he's a spring chicken or anything like that. He's actually not even But
he's 57.
But he's made his name he's still made his name relevant. He done obviously. I know everyone does well at Celtic, but still, the brand of football was the key thing at Celtic that we saw that was good. Yeah, even in the Champions League.
Yeah, and the fact he just doesn't have a massive ego that's gonna, piss off the players basically, or make them like some of the stuff Conte did now that's come out is just shocking. And it's nice to have a manager which understands every player and is giving every single player at the club a chance to be in his team if they want to be, if they work hard. Yeah. And that is a great attitude to have.
Shout out to Madders as well.
Yeah.
Because
I
think he'll do well.
He's going to add to the excitement, right?
Yeah.
I love Maddison anyway. I think he's a class
technical player.
I tell you what though, if Kane stays, that'll be impressive. Maddison
Ollie,
would be.
I don't know if I'm mistaken. Maybe you weren't, but did you want Maddison over Odegaard at one point? Or maybe Chaz. It might have been one of you two.
Yeah, probably it was me. It was me.
Yeah, I really like Odegaard.
It was after the Odegaard loan spell.
Yeah,
it was after his loan spell. It was between you.
It was something like Maddison was like 60 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
Was 30.
Yeah, I wanted Maddison in the right half space, but yeah,
it's not bad. It's not really a bad shout because Maddison's still quality anyway. To be honest,
I'd still have both of them.
Chaz, I was adamant he was going Newcastle, so that shocked me.
Yeah, I was as well. I thought he was going Newcastle.
Apparently, wanted him for years, 5 years or something.
Yeah.
Now we finally got him. To be honest, this best signing it'll be of the season. That one.
He looks like a Spurs player.
Wait, what do you mean of the
really
season?
good player.
What for you? Or you mean
for Spurs?
Okay, then moving on to Liverpool. We sort of touched on their midfield, but Yeah, I mean, suppose just give me a little brief. How confident are you? I mean, there was a little bit of split. I'm quite confident that they're going to go forward and progress to where they sort of have been previous seasons, but I don't know if everyone's on board.
Yeah, as I
100%.
said, just goals. They're just going to score a lot of goals. Like, and yeah, that's it. Really. Like, well, no, that's not it. But they're going to be, they're going to be back to the levels I think we know. Not maybe as good as we once saw because it's still a whole new midfield, but they're going to be, they're going to be definite top 4, top 5. But I don't think they'll win the league, but they're definitely going to be 3rd or 2nd. I think going into it, and they've got reason. I mean, Curtis Jones, big season for him as well.
I think it's going to be a big season. Yeah,
they've got. I think they've got like more options to move things around and change things up, and like.
I mean, their squad is stacked. Actually, you're right. You know, their squad is quite stacked.
It feels like they've got a good balance as well of like experience in there and people who have done it, and then the new lot that have come in, and then you've got people like Diaz, Nick, you mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
I think
they got the best attack
now. He's in the season, and Nunes has other seasons spread in. What would you say, sorry?
Have they currently got the best attack in the league in terms of depth and everything?
Yeah, I was going to say in terms of depth they have. Yeah.
They've got a lot of options. Yeah.
For me, it's their defense. I worry about their defense.
Have they? No, but I want to know outright. Have they got the best?
But do you worry about the defense? Because I'm looking at the defense. Apart from Arnold, who we all know my views on, but he's going to be playing a different role. He's going to be playing a different role, right? So it doesn't matter as much. They've got Konate, who's now should 100% be part of that squad. Part of feel like he's
first team,
one of their main man, first team sort of. Yeah. And then you've got Dijk, who's obviously like we know his quality. He just needs to get back to the same Van Dijk.
Yeah, he will have the captain's armband this year.
Yeah, so you never know how that improves him. And then Robertson's a quality left back. There's no like two ways about it. Robertson's quality.
Yeah, but the depth in their defence. If they get an injury to one of their centre backs,
that's the
worry about
that's what you mean. Yeah,
I worry big time. But yeah.
Well, hold on. I asked my question. Have they got the best attack in the league then? Yeah.
They've got a lot of
bit. No, Ollie, stop flirting around it. Have they got the best attack in the league or not?
I don't know. What
not bad.
What do you don't know? You don't know
what everyone's forward lineups are going to be. I don't know where anyone's
going to play.
I'd say.
Have they got the best depth in attack? The best attacking depth?
Yes. I'd say yes.
Collectively.
Kind of.
No.
It depends
I don't know how well those players are going to play.
Perform, no. That's what I'd say.
So no. So it's no. It's a no from you. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the question in terms of
like collectively as an attacking depth? Have they got the best attacking depth?
So like naming all their players: Salah, Nunes, Diaz, Jota, all them.
Oh yeah.
As a whole, yeah, I do think they do.
So do I. Yeah. I do. I think it's real. Like the options are really good to go. Like
but also
they've got players that can get 10 to 15 goals all across the fucking team. Yeah,
but you've got to look at are their new signings going to perform? That's the thing.
Say again.
Are all their new signings going to perform? Is Nunes?
No, I don't know if they're all going to perform.
I mean, on paper, then I would say, but I need to see.
I think Nunes will perform this year.
I've got feeling Nunes is going to.
Nunes, I think Gakpo will be good again. He was always good anyway, even when he So I think
he was actually one of their shining lights towards the end last season.
Yeah. Gakpo's solid finisher.
I mean, in the end, Liverpool finished 5th, right, and they were about 5 points off top 4. Like for me, I'll be very shocked if it's a season like this season. Like I'm expecting much better.
I expect him to challenge.
We didn't even mention McAllister of this whole thing as well. It's unbelievable. They got bloody 35 minutes or something like that. Yeah, it's dead cheap.
It was literally done even before the window.
I did say Liverpool are good at that. They're really good at doing business quickly, like wrapping up a deal within a day. They seem to do it within a day. I don't know how they do it. But
they did that with Diaz as well.
Yeah, they
knew they needed like
But like,
they've got to actually sign now because they
like,
let their squad go so stale.
You know, with United and Arsenal, when it drags on sometimes these deals, I don't know how Liverpool snap it up so quickly, but it's done the next day. I have no idea how they managed to do that.
Yeah, same with their bids. Like they bid like the next day, right? Because 40 million for Lavia was turned down, and they bid literally the next day.
And they'll probably sign him by the end of this week. To be
Actually, if they get Lavia as well, I think
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
like some of the players like Curtis Jones, who I think will have a big season. You know, Harvey Elliott, players like that, they'll have depth around them. It's not just relying on them players. So if they're not performing, then
it's a good shout. Yeah,
Spurs are just so far away from that. It's unreal.
And they've got the best. And Liverpool got the best keeper in the world, in my opinion, as well. So that helps a lot in terms of.
He's always been a staple for throughout everything. So there is no reason, as long as the team are better, then he's not even someone you have to even think about.
Like for future videos, he's there for like maybe by the end of his career for like all-timer shouts. To be honest, So
I do agree with Madison. Maybe if they sign Lavia, they're looking maybe one more versatile defender or for cover or something like that. But
they wanted Timber. They were interested in Timber.
Well, Timber was actually coming to my head there. I thought that would have been a good.
That'd be sick for them.
Perhaps over would be good for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to United.
Okay.
Start us off.
United.
We're gonna be better. We're gonna be better this season, no matter what. As well, like you can quote me on all these as well and stuff. There's clips to go viral or whatever. Yeah, it won't go viral. Let's be honest. But we'll be better this season. Like we done really well last season, considering just everything that went on with De Gea to Greenwood to Ronaldo to Maguire to just there was just a lot going on last season. We managed to secure third. So kudos to Ten Hag for that. But now it's time to take it to the next level. Second year in, I want to see a better brand of football now. Go again. We went far in all the cups. We won a trophy. I want to get easy top. I say easy top four. Okay, that's quite. But I feel like we should. If we've signed Onana, we've signed Mount. If we bring in Højlund and Amrabat, we should be cleaning up top four, top five. To be honest, as well. Like that's the depth we need. I like the profile, like the talent ID of our signings and our potential signings that we could get. I mean, you just got to move on to bigger and better things. Lisandro's back now, like he hasn't got that injury. Garnacho's a year older. I expect big things from. I think these are going to be big seasons for the likes of Sancho and Anthony. I think they're going to have a lot of pressure on them this season.
100% Sancho.
Sancho, just I don't know if you know, like he's been playing false nine in pre-season and that's been working at the minute. Hopefully, Ten Hag's found something for him that will work. Because I said to Chaz originally, he's a number 10, which I think he is. But as long as he's central, that's what is important. He needs to be in the center of the pitch.
Do you think that system works if Anthony's on the right and it works if Rashford's on the left, right?
Yeah, that's his best position.
But
Rashford cannot be up front.
Anthony's not a goal scoring winger.
He needs to get more goals, though. He needs to get more goals. He's more of a creator type winger, but I don't care. What I mean. I still believe he needs to get more goals because he misses a lot of chances as well. So
if your system moves to Sancho being the false nine, which I do, I've watched like your preseason game. I think he can play. Do you need a different element on the right hand side? There's a certain someone that you potentially might want.
No, but the point is, if we get Højlund in, which will be a more of a archetypal number 9.
He'll be your number 9.
Okay, as an orthodox number 9, then Sancho, if we need to change it, Sancho can come in as a false 9 on some games or whatever. But pressure is on Anthony here because I like him and I've backed him and he gets a lot of stick, and I'll still back him. But he needs to score more goals. He needs to be more clinical because he's so shit in front of goal. That's the thing as well. Like he misses too many chances. So pressure's on him. And then Chaz will know I'm going to bring this guy up, Mainu, of Kobe Mainu. I don't know if Ollie...
Is he that youngster that you keep banging on about?
Yes, the one I keep... In the chat.
Should we just, Nick, go on, just put some statements out there? You've been putting a lot in the chat, so...
Generational. Generational. This is serious.
I mean,
shit,
it's huge. It's huge if this comes right for you, because
Ollie. I don't know why you're shaking your head, Ollie. I don't know why you're shaking your head.
Because you say it about so many people now that
yeah,
come
I said it. Unfortunately, I said it about someone, but unfortunately, he got himself into trouble. So I can't account for that and what he done there. But Kobe Mainu, yeah, God rest his. He's not dead, but I mean, as in,
I mean, he will be the way you're talking about him.
No, as in, all right, steady on, senior, steady. As in, he got injured yesterday, didn't he, in the preseason game? He literally came off after 2 minutes. So hopefully it's not too serious, because Ten Hag trusts this guy. Forget me. I'm going to laud him all I want, but the main thing is the manager trusts him at such a young age. And the main thing that separates him from your average youngster that with a talent is he's mature. He plays like a 25, 26-year-old, and he's not fazed by anything. And the fact that Ten Hag started him yesterday and said it after, he wants to see how he fares against, like, you know, men and, you know, like some Modric and, you know, big players that he played against Arsenal. It, like even Chaz said, he looked good against Arsenal. He looked well beyond his years, like, and he's comfy at the back. We played him in like a right back inverted role at one point. Like, he looks flexible. I can't explain. We could save ourselves £100 million in it. That's what I said, Chaz. For me, he'll reach. Yeah. I think, Ollie, I know you're looking at me in a funny way.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely listening. I'm actually interested.
I think he'll be £100 million midfielder. That's the levels I think he'll reach. And I think we're going to save ourselves money on what we've had to spend maybe on a Caicedo, for example. Like, I think he's that good. He's press resistant.
How old is he?
He's 18. He's only 18. There was always rumblings going on about him, and I kind of kept. And there was a few things I said last season. He kind of made a few appearances, but this is meant to be his breakthrough season now, as well. And that, so hopefully he gets enough of a chance, which I believe he will. He's the main guy. Hopefully he should be all right. But apart from that, you know, your usuals. Luke Shaw needs to do what he done last year.
I worry about right back a little bit.
No, I don't. I actually don't worry right back. I think Wan-Bissaka, I watched him yesterday. He was actually our best player against Real Madrid. I think I'm okay. I'm comfortable with right back for the minute. I'm not that stressed about that. I'm stressed about Garnacho because I feel like he's a tad overrated. I don't know. I think people are making out to be the superstar when I don't think he is, to be honest. I think he's just quick and a bit direct. That's it really for me. And he can finish sometimes. I don't think he's special to other people. Yeah. I don't know. Chaz thinks he might. I don't know.
No, I do like him. I don't know. Specials is a bit maybe a stretch. But I just think he's one. Like, I think he's a good player to have coming off the impact, coming off the bench. Like, if Rashford's that left winger that's going to be starting ahead of him, I just think I don't see any issue. Of course, if he gets built up, like built up, and it's like he's like going to be this special talent, then he may end up flopping really. But if he's that player that's coming on, you know, he's similar to Martinelli. I just think
very similar. Yeah,
raw and that. I just think treat him as a good talent.
What's your opinions on Amrabat and Højlund if they were the two that came in?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I like him. I don't think Amrabat's coming, in my opinion.
I think Amrabat's brilliant time to make him.
Why? What makes you say that?
I don't know why out of the two. I just don't see it. For some reason, I just think he's not going to sign. Yeah, I think I read stuff about him wanting to go La Liga and stuff like that.
No, I've seen that. But in Italy yesterday, they're going crazy in the Italian media as if it's almost done and stuff like that as well.
Well, of course, you can push it through.
Yeah. I don't know what to believe, apparently. But I don't
really
know.
Really excited to see the striker. That's one thing.
Oh, he's got a big rep. I don't know if you lot know much about him in it. Well, I've only started to know much about him, to be honest, in the last year or so.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm excited.
Is he the new Haaland?
Okay, that's big expectations. But again, profile-wise, it looks right. He's strong, he's young, he's agile, he presses, like he looks like he's hungry. Like he's a United fan, first of all. He's been weird. He's been DMing Goldbridge and stuff like that. It's weird. He's been interacting with, like, he wants the move. He's pushing for the move.
It always makes me nervous about the whole, they're fans of the club and stuff like that. And I think when you get to that sort of professional level, whether you're a childhood fan of the club, I don't actually think it means anything anymore. I've been led into it like with the whole the most recent one when we had Mudryk and apparently he was an Arsenal fan and all this and stuff. I just think when you get to a certain level, whether you're an actual fan of that club or not, it don't actually matter.
Well, it's good. He's only 20 years old still, and PSG just bid for him today as well. But, I think we'll get it over the line. Because he's made his priority United anyway.
Well, that's the big thing. Whether it's him or not, you need a striker, right? So,
oh my God, we need a striker. We're begging for one. I think even Bruno said it the other day when he came out and said we need a striker. Like everyone knows it. So we're going to sign a striker, and it's probably going to be him. But yeah,
would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I'd be happy with it.
Or are you looking for someone bigger name?
It's not Weghorst, so you've got to be.
Yeah. Just let him do his thing at Burnley.
Don't bring statements up about him.
What do you say?
Do you want a bigger name? He said.
Yeah.
No, I don't. To be like, I mean, listen, if we could afford Kane, I'd get Kane over him, obviously. But that's not realistic at the minute. That's the thing. Like, Kane will be too much money, and I don't think you'll sell to us anyway.
How about Vlahovic?
That ship sailed. He's not. Levy's not selling to a Prem club.
Vlahovic, I like him. He's obviously more known now as well for the last few years. It's a toss-up. I wouldn't be disappointed with Vlahovic, but I don't know. There's something I think Højlund might slightly have more in him. I don't know what it is. There's just like athletically, he seems like a beast, pretty much similar to Haaland. So he's quick and strong and tall. Like I know it sounds quite basic, but it's quite needed for us. I think it's needed all them kind of we need an orthodox number 9. Basically, that's all we need.
Yeah,
how about Ivan Toney?
Listen, I would have been all for Toney unless, but obviously he's banned in it at the minute as well. Otherwise, I
suppose you could still.
I would have taken Toney in an instant.
I would have been all over him.
I'd take him now, even if he's banned.
I think we'd all take him. I think, yeah. I would have been all. I love Ivan Toney, to be honest. And that's it really for United. Yeah, expectations just. Yeah, we've got to try. I don't know. We've got to go on a good run. Listen, we need to go for the Champions League. We need to go for it. Honestly, we need to go for these competitions. Like, I don't think we'll win the league, but we need to go and try and win all the cups.
I think that the top. I think the levels you'll see this season will be crazy.
Yeah.
I think the levels are going to be so pushed up from
better than last season.
I believe our level. If you're talking about United, I think our level will go up.
I'm talking about your level, Liverpool. Chelsea,
Yeah.
The competition will be so much more this coming season.
Lastly, just the last thing, United. If we don't get Amrabat, if Chaz is right, that's a big miss. We need him. We actually need him because Eriksen is so lightweight in midfield that it's scary. Like, you can bypass our midfield with ease. And Casemiro is quite slow as well. So the thing I saw even yesterday, if we don't get Amrabat, we're actually screwed in the midfield. We are, honestly, because
I don't know. I don't think Casemiro, Mount, and Fernandes.
No, there's not enough ball retention. First of all, like, I'm okay with us playing this transition football. We're not looking to hold the ball as much as I thought we would under him, but we need to make sure we get legs in there. And Amrabat covers ground. He's aggressive. We need someone. Eriksen is lightweight. Like, Mainu's still young. Casemiro is very slow sometimes as well. Like, Bruno's lightweight. Mount, he runs around, but he's not strong. We need Amrabat. It's a must. We need to get another midfielder. Otherwise, we're going to get slapped up away from home again. 7-0, 6-0 all over again. That's the thing. That's a must. I'm just going to say, if we don't get a midfielder, I think it will change my expectations for the season.
And I've got no rumours to tell you that he's not coming. I just got
no. Look, that's why we need to get rid of Fred quickly. We need to get rid of maybe McTominay. It depends if we do get Amrabat. We need to get rid of Donny. We need to just get rid of these players ASAP so we can get him in. Because if we don't get him, I don't think we'll be as good as I think we're going to be. Yeah.
Okay, so should we go? I suppose they were. We counting. They were last year. So Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle's an interesting one. Do you think that they're going to kick on from what they did last year?
I think they're going to get worse a bit, slightly worse.
I think they'll drop off. I think they'll drop off.
I've got a feeling they will. I don't have any backing for that, right? I don't have any stats or anything to tell you that they will. I just have a feeling that it's not going to be as like crazy as it was.
I think it's the competitions. I think having Champions League and stuff like that, you've got a lot to do there as a club. You know, the squad has got to be ready for that.
Yeah, they almost fast tracked themselves into this. Like they almost stumbled upon this because now I don't think they've prepared. I was not to say they haven't prepared for this, but like at the end of the day, like I don't know, like who have they signed so far? Tonali and who else they signed? Have they got Livramento? Did they sign Livramento or something?
But anyway, they haven't signed enough for the squad.
Yeah, it was Livramento, I think.
Right?
Who else is there? There's another British player in it, I think, as well. Oh, Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes, yeah. Oh, Sinhio, because you were linked with him, yeah.
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 Well, everyone has everything. We haven't got him. But actually, anyway.
Are you jealous?
Actually, wait a minute. Didn't you give us like a 14-page paragraph?
Yeah, he did.
Why Bonds was the perfect fit for Spurs.
And now he doesn't want to know anything about him yet.
The thing is, I just think I made my decision anyway now that I think actually he's not going to do well for Newcastle.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay,
I don't think he's going to do well. I'll tell you why.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
He's too one-dimensional. It's just going to be a straight line running. That's it.
Hold on.
Yeah, you don't get enough goals.
I think if Newcastle were to fight on all fronts, they're going to need more recruitment. ASAP. No, but they need to get that right.
Harvey Barnes is a good signing.
Harvey Barnes is a good signing.
Yeah.
He's a good fit for Newcastle.
Yeah, but Newcastle, is that why are we all in agreement? Just because so far they haven't added enough.
They haven't really done anything, and they've got so much. They've got higher expectation now.
Yeah,
they've got more to do,
and other teams are catching up. Other teams,
and so many other teams that they picked last year. Think about where they would have been if Liverpool did what we expected them to do, if Chelsea did what we expected them to do. Like they wouldn't. I don't think they would have got that top 4 spot. Yes, they were very good in defence and they were solid. They had one of the best defensive records in the league, right? But I feel like they got it because not everyone else around was as good. So when everyone, and I genuinely believe that this is going to be one of the most competitive seasons we see. When everyone else is so good around them, do you see the drop off? If, and this is a big if, they don't add more quality into their team, because that's what they need to do. They need to add more.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see our predictions when we do it, actually, just to see if maybe there's a shot. Yeah. Maybe even Villa might rival them or something. Yeah, honestly, like
that's what I mean. Yeah, so don't miss that next week. We'll do the predictions.
Who's next on the
City's the last team.
We go City.
Oh.
What does Sinhio want to say?
No, it's fine. Don't worry, I'll save it.
Well, we haven't really given Arsenal their actual clip in this, but you did it before.
Yeah, we've kind of done it. I don't think we need to massively, because we went into it when we were talking about Rice.
I suppose one question.
The first time I've heard Ollie do that.
One question though, I just wanted to put out there, because you just spoke about how Newcastle basically, because everyone else wasn't competing, right? So, in your opinion, have Arsenal done enough in terms of signings to? Because that could be the same for Arsenal. We were the team that competed with City because we didn't have Liverpool that season. We didn't have Chelsea.
Yeah.
So have they done enough to go again? Is that what you think? Because they bought.
Yeah, I do.
No, it's fine. It can be a simple.
I genuinely be, because I'm not even thinking about so we've added 3 different players right into our squad. We've got better depth now than we do. I still expect one more to come through the door as well. I genuinely believe that.
There's apparently going to be outgoings as well, because we've got a big squad.
Yeah, there has to be. We've got to get rid of Holding. Like Pepe's still on the fucking books. We're going to have Lokonga there and stuff.
It looks like Partey's staying.
So Partey needs to stay. If Partey went, I wouldn't be talking the same way.
Yeah.
But I think that people like Smith Rowe will excel this season and stuff like that, because the way he's talking, the way he's sort of come back to pre-season and stuff, you'll see a much more competitive, competitiveness for places that I think will push Arsenal on. And as long as I have no
doubt about the squad that we have. It's my fear comes from top down, whether we have the balls and the guts to go further in these leagues and tournaments and stuff like that. That's going to be the thing for me. When we get a ball down and play, Arsenal can play. There's no doubt about that, right? It's just going to be whether we've got the mentality to go further.
Yeah, I agree with it.
You bulked up your squad like you should have.
Yeah, we might see Pep roulette, but it might be Arteta roulette with some of the.
Well, he's got the options to do it now, doesn't he?
He needs to change it, because one of Arteta's biggest downfalls, and I'm one of his highest praisers, is that he doesn't change it enough. Even in pre-season, he's been a bit too stubborn sometimes as well.
Yeah, he overplay. As good as Saka is, stuff like that, he looks tired towards the end of the season. We've got to address stuff like that.
He needs to change it, man.
That's one space I want addressing. I want another attacker that's going to rifle Saka. Because I agree we can play in different ways and stuff like that, but you still need competition for those places, right? You've got like competition in nearly every place in Arsenal at the moment, apart from that sort of right wing. Because I don't believe that Nelson is. I get why we've given him a new contract, and I understand it and stuff, but he's not at the levels to compete with Saka right now.
Yeah, as we said, high expectations, rightly so, and because you've built up to this moment as well on that, and yeah, you spent the money. You've got a great, for me, one of the best coaches in the world.
There's no excuses now, innit?
Everything on paper is just, you can't really. There's nowhere to go. It's just
there is no hiding place anymore. There's nowhere to go. It's out in the open. We have to challenge.
I think Timber's going to be a great signing. I think, honestly, I'm a big fan of him. I wanted him at United badly, and the fact he's flexible, he's so good on the ball. For me, he reminds me of a midfielder playing at the back. He's so good. He's going to be better than Zinchenko in the inverted role. He's going to be better than White.
I actually think we'll probably see that more often than you think.
I think he'll be your player of the season. Fuck it. I
think we'll probably see White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber.
Yeah, I think he'll be your player of the season. Genuine, it's a massive shout.
Yeah, there's one issue in the sticks, but we'll move on from that. Manchester City then, coming off a treble season, will they dip or just get going again?
I think they'll have a slightly poor start in their terms, and then they're going to pick up again, because Pep is just a monster at that, and they're just so good, and they're just they're going to have confidence from last season. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be teams that are going to challenge them, Arsenal, and maybe others as well, but I just think they're going to have so much confidence.
Do you not think they're going to have a little bit of a hangover from this season?
Well, yeah, they'll have a slightly poor start, maybe out of the first 5 games, maybe only pick up 3 wins or whatever, but
only
3.
But where do they? My point being more is that where do they go from it? So they've just won a treble, right? And everyone's going to be buzzing off the fact they've won a treble, and it's crazy. They finally won the Champions League. What do they do next?
Well, they still have history. If they win the league, it's historic, right?
Yeah, 3-peat.
No one's done it.
No, it's not 3-peat. It's 4-peat.
Oh,
yeah.
4-peat.
It's the first time ever.
How many records have they broken up until this point? Does it not just become
They break records every season. They break records
every single season, right? So what? Where do they go? Does the momentum carry on because they just want to carry on winning, and they want to carry on breaking records, and they want to do all this stuff, right? Or do some of the players that are in there lose some momentum or something? I'm not saying any of this is going to happen, right? I probably. What's most likely to happen is we'll just see City doing exactly what City have done.
I'm really going to start shooting here. I'm going to start shooting differently, to where you're kind of beating around the bush, kind of on the fence here, yeah? Kind of in a sense. I think they'll drop off. I think they will drop off.
What's a drop off though?
No, I don't
quantify what a drop off is.
They've lost. All right, so everything I agreed with you about the treble, the pinnacle of football, and all that thing. They've lost, and if they lose Bernardo Silva, they're not winning the league next season. It's a wrap. It's a wrap from then on. It is after that. That's how key it is. If they let him go, it's over. It is honestly because they have lost serious. It depends. It's all in the balance here, but I'm going to predict a drop off. I'm going to kind of be a bit ballsy here because Walker's not gone quite yet. I don't know. It looked like he was going to go to Bayern Munich, but it's not done. They've lost Gundogan. They've lost Mahrez. If they lose Bernardo and Walker, I know it's a lot of ifs and buts. But if they do, they're fucked. They're obviously going to be in the top 4 or 5, whatever as well, but they are such a huge drop off that'll be. Like, them players are indispensable. Like, they've built years and years of experience at that club. You can't just go and replace them that quickly and they'll have the same impact. Like,
but do you not trust Pep to whatever happens, he just builds a team that is unbelievable again?
No. Because I think he's the greatest manager ever, in my opinion. But every dog has its day. That's the thing as well. And I've seen it with Fergie as well, even, yeah. As well, I've seen some of the greatest. Like, he's done so much already. You mentioned it earlier. He's done so much. There is going to be a point. There will be a point, and the likes of Arteta's, like, and even the Ten Hag's, whoever, yeah, they will take over eventually. Eventually, they will. And
do you think that's this season coming though?
Yes.
No,
yes,
I
do. I do. I believe. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to give it away, but I don't think City will win the league basically this season as well. And all right, fine. When I say drop off, it's going to make it sound like, oh, it's a massive, like, yeah, they might get second or third, but that still is a drop off. They're not in the league. That's a drop off for them.
Yeah.
But I just think the level is going to decrease. I really think the levels are going to decrease. Like, it's so hard. How do you get going again? They've done so well up until now. They've created a whole era. They've won, 7 out of the last 11 league titles. They've done 3-peats. They won domestic trebles, continental trebles. Like, they've done it all.
But Nick, let me pose this to you. The season before last, didn't they? Wait, they got to Champions League final, was it? Or semi?
Yeah.
Right.
Final.
And how did they recover? They got it.
Sorry, semi it was.
Okay, the season before that, they got to the final.
Yeah.
Against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So how did they recover? They won. They got the treble.
Yeah, but they've done it now.
They recover.
That does feed into my point.
They don't have hangovers. They recover quickly. Under Pep.
But where do they go? What do they do? Do the quadruple? Is that what's next? Is it the quadruple?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying let's do the quadruple. I'm just saying I think that they've got. I'm not going to say my predictions, but I think they've.
It's going to take a lot mentally to get these
to lose titles.
I really don't think it is though. I disagree with you. I don't think it is. Like, I don't think it's going to take a lot mentally to go again. I think there's always another record that they can potentially break, and I don't think they sit there thinking, "Oh, we've achieved everything."
No,
you know,
not as black and white as that. No, but
Pep loves winning.
Even if it's subconsciously in the back, like, there could be some
mentality.
They did they did last season, and they recovered still. That's what's impressive.
The only thing that I would say is there are players in there at the moment who haven't been there for all of the years that City have been doing well, right? So they do have a new batch of players that are in there. Think of Akanji, Grealish, Haaland. There are players that are in there that will want to carry on winning titles and stuff. So I'm going against my own point in maybe they get up for it because they haven't done it for 5 years or whatever.
De Bruyne is going to be injured for the start of the season, yeah. And the thing is, he will drop off eventually. He won't be going on forever. That's the thing. Is he's hitting 32, 33 or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm not arguing that they're never going to drop off. Like,
I think De Bruyne, he's amazing. For me, he's probably the greatest midfielder ever in Premier League history, yeah. But he's not even an athlete, to be honest, De Bruyne as well. He's not like a crazy athlete. Like, he's going to drop off soon. Injuries will catch up on him and stuff like that. Like, and that's what I'm trying to say, so soon. And I think it can be this season with the likes of him, for example. And if they lose Bernardo, like, it's huge if they lose Bernardo, I feel like.
Yeah, no, that's your opinion. That's your prediction.
Why do you? Okay, so because who they signed so far? Just Kovacic, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about Vardy. I don't even know what's happening with that, as well, to be honest.
Well, I think that's going to happen, but yeah. But I just look at it and like pretty much the starting 11, bar Gundogan, like you can play the same players as last season. Like, yeah, Mahrez is obviously going to give him a bit of a hit. We don't know if they're going to replace him, but like they didn't rely on Mahrez coming off the right wing the whole season.
No, but it's not the reliance. It's just about what we said about Arsenal having to, using that squad and like Gundogan coming up with these big moments for them. And
that was one of that's the reasons that have been so good for so long, right?
But they'll have another player
the ability to play. Yeah, but they have to get those players in, and there's. Like we're not talking very long for the rest of the transfer window. Nick is right. If they do end up losing Walker, if they do end up losing Silva, like they have to get replacements in and get them in fairly quickly.
But it's not even just about replacements. These players aren't easily replaced. These are huge. These are generational players that have been world class for 5+ years for them as well. Like, you can't replace Bernardo. I don't think you can replace Bernardo with anyone better than him.
You can.
You can't replace him.
Yeah, but then what Chaz is talking about, right? In their normal first 11 or the ones that have played the most, isn't really going to change from last season.
Yeah, but
do you need a Bernardo to kick people, or do you get someone really hungry and who's really talented? Let's be fair, they're going to go and spend money on someone hungry, talented, and going to be able to challenge for space.
This is huge for Foden. Like this is a huge season for Foden now. Yeah, so he has to be a starter now. He has to start for them. Like as much as I rate him so highly, and he's like been in and out throughout the years of this, he has to pick up the mantle of what these legends have created now.
But do you not think he can do that?
I think Pep thinks he is. I think he's the player. Yeah. That's why they've only signed Kovacic. Yeah. They're not going to replace Gundogan directly, like with a Bellingham, for example, because Foden will play a lot more.
I think what I'm thinking is I get the logic. Actually, not much has changed. You're right in terms of their starting lineup and all that. I'm just looking at I think De Bruyne is going to key this season, and I think he's going to take a while to get fit anyway. He's going to be out for the first month or two, which is massive. Like that is huge. He's the best player to ever play in the Premier League potentially. Yeah, like I don't think he's going to come back as good as he once was. That's where I
do agree with that, because you started seeing his injuries deepen in last season.
I just have a feeling it's going to happen. He's so good, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that level for that much longer. And it's going to start from this season onwards, I feel like. And Walker, if they lose him, they have no kind of similar player in world football that can have that kind of recovery pace.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. It might, if they go and lose them 2 players tomorrow, and it's like they're not replacing them, then I'll be a lot more worried. But
even if
I just think as of right now, I think they will have the inevitable slow start, I'd imagine. But
Chaz, if they replaced Walker with Pavard and Mahrez with Elise, for example, as on that, I still think there's drop-offs. There is drop-offs.
But then if you look at it, right, take Walker as the example. Well, Stones played right back from most of it anyway, and they changed their system. So the thing that worries me with City is that I don't want it to happen, right? I want Arsenal to win the league. I want it to be more competitive. I don't want City to win everything always, but I just feel and think that the hangover is not going to come, and Pep's just going to. You have to know that this guy has done it time and time again.
No, I agree.
He'll just find a new system if he needs to fit the players that he's got.
I agree with that, but to ask you all, when is that going to end then? When is this era of dominance?
I think when he decides to leave.
Yeah, I think he'll leave before.
I think he will. He'll have this season. I think he'll leave after.
I don't know if it'll be after this season, but I think he'll know when. I think that's why I just think he's a genius. I think he'll leave before that season effectively.
It won't be a Wenger like where
he outstays
out because he's. I think he's intelligent and he's learned from people who have done that in the past. When he just needs to go and do a different, he's got more to do in management. Like I know how brilliant he's been now. But he's got that international side. He's got different places he can go, different leagues and stuff. So
he hasn't been to France.
He's got different things to do.
My objective would be to try and get PSG the Champions League, maybe.
Yeah,
that's a big thing to do.
Well, it could go national, international.
Yeah,
I do think for my opinion as well, there will be a lot of pressure, but I think Pep's going to give it to the likes of, Rico Lewis, Julian Alvarez. Might come off the right, for example,
Who's
something like that.
They got that a young Argentinian kid, didn't it? They signed
Perron.
him. Yeah. I forgot about him. He could be. I don't know. He's meant to be good, isn't he?
You might see some of the youngsters come through. I don't know. We'll see where our predictions are next week. And
all right, that's where it's going to be interesting. We've kind of set it up for the predictions now.
Yep. So next week we'll do that. That is the season preview in a nutshell, really. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are officially back, and we will be streaming every Thursday.
As a bare minimum.
Bar an emergency, at the bare minimum, people, we will be on stream every Thursday night and then offering more content-wise. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace.